Chris Cox here for the second part of the Deuce guitar lesson. This is for the outro solo, the lead guitar part at the ending of the song. So I wanted to do a separate video so I could show you guys every note, take my time, and not to make a 45-minute long video. The tuning for this is E flat, a half step down from standard. So let's get started with that outro guitar solo for Deuce. So we're going to come all the way down here to the 17th fret of the low E, and that's going to be your A note so that we can play this A minor pentatonic scale. This outro solo is based around that pattern, so just knowing that pattern does help. Okay, so the first part goes. Okay, so this is a common theme with this outro solo. Is you're going to be, barring your first finger here at the 17th fret of the B and the high E quite often. So just kind of get used to this kind of position, okay? So when we do this first part, we're actually striking the G and the B together. So we get this. Now the bend up here on the 19th fret of the G is going to be a half bend. So you're bending, So it's not a big bend there. So now once you do that, once you bend up, we got to make sure that we take our middle finger off of the G string, or at least, kind of take pressure off of it, because if you don't, you're going to get this. And you want to make sure to stop that extra string noise. So we're doing a. So by the time I reach up and grab an upstroke here on the 17th fret of the high E, we already have lifted our middle finger up and we've stopped the ringing of that G string. So we have. Now from there we're doing a pull off from 20 to 17 on the B. So we have this. Okay, so that's just a repetitive note that goes on, oh gosh, I don't even know how many times, but it repeats quite a bit. But when we go into the next lick, we have to go stop here on the high E, and then we're doing this. So let's go over that repetitive lick first. So still anchoring our finger here on the 17th fret of the B and the high E. And this is what the lick's going to be. So it's a repetitive lick like the first one. So you're going to do a hammer-on pull-off from 17, 19, back to 17. So it's, and then you're just going to pull off here from the 20 to the 17th on the B. Now before we go into the next part, we got to kind of have that little segue notes into the next part. So it's going to be you're going to come here, grab the 17th fret of the high E, come back to the 20th fret of the B. So let's play that whole thing, what we have so far. So let's talk about that next part. So we do a. So we do, once we come back to here, we're doing another pull off, hammer on pull off from 17, 20, back to 17th on the B. So And then we come back and we do this little stutter. I call it, it's a staccato type lick, but so we do that hammer and pull off, grab 19 of the G, 20 of the B, and repeat that hammer on pull off. And then we do this. So that's a half bend here on the 19th fret of the G, and we're kind of pivoting back and forth here from the 19 to the 17 on the B. So we do so that's 1, 2, grab here the 20th fret of the B, and so let's play what we have. Put that together. So the first part we go, but we're going to repeat those same notes, but instead of landing here on the 20th fret of the B, you're going to land here on the 20th fret of the high E. Oops. And that's where we do these really wide, big bends that Ace does on this song, which is the most difficult part of this ending solo to me anyway. So you're going to basically bend up a full step, and then we're going to play this. And this is going to be a common lick in between these notes. So you're bending this note, this note, this note, but you're playing in between that little lick. So we do... And I'm just, bending up, and then let it come back down a little bit, and then we do, and that's going to be hammer on pull off from 17 to 20, back to 17, landing on the 19th of the G, and then we come back to the 20th of the B. Same bend, then we play that lick again. The bend occurs on the 19th fret of the G this time. And then we come back to the 20th of the B. Then we come back to that high E again. Come back to the B. And then we have so that last part, similar to some of the licks we did earlier, we're going to be again playing the G and the B together for just a second before we grab the higher notes. So we do it. So you hit these two notes, G on the 20th, the 19th, B on the 17th, and then you're going to up pick and grab the 17th fret of the high E. So we have that plays twice, and then we play this. So that's going to be similar to what we did earlier. It's a pull off from 20 to 17 on the B, 19th fret of the G, 17th fret of high E, and then come back and pull off again from 20 to 17th on the B. And then you're going to play 19G, 20B, and then so we'll play that again. So once you do that, that little hammer on pull off from here from 17, 20 back to 17 on the B. You're playing this. So 19, 17, that's just going to be, so that's 17B, 20G, 19G, 17G, and then 19, 17. So all together. So we'll play that last little part one more time. And then we have this. And that's just a trill from the 7th fret of the G to the 5th fret of the G. And so you strike the note one time and pull off and hammer on. And then we have this. And that's again based around that A minor pentatonic. So we have 5th fret of the high E. And we're gonna, play, you could pull this off or you could pick it. I like to kind of do a little bit of both in there, so just a little bit of pull-offs and picking at the same time. So it's 5th fret to 8th fret of the B to 5th fret of the B. So we have, and that note's a little bit outside of the scale, but that's considered a passing note, real common with blues licks. So as long as we don't sit on that note, it works pretty well. So we have, so it's really fast when we do that. And so we're coming back to the 5th fret of the B. So we have pull off from 8 to 5, 8th of the G, back to the 5th of the B. And then when we come back, we're playing, and I'm playing 5 on the B, 8 of the G, and then a pull off here from the 7th to the 5th on the G. And then we end here, 7th fret of the D, and then the last note of that lick is going to be here on the 5th fret of the G. You're going to do a little bend there, so you're pulling your finger down. And then the last part we do is, and it's another trill there, and we're doing a small bend there on the 7th fret of the G, and then we do this. So we're again, playing that kind of chordal, I guess it would be considered a double stop lick. 7th fret of the G, 5th fret of the B, and we're doing hitting those two strings together and then stopping it. And then we do and you're just kind of rocking that back and forth on the 7th fret, the half bend. And then it ends on the 5th fret of the G. So we have question a few weeks back from Jan about the harmony part when we play this lick. So yeah, let's talk about that. So we're going to go down here and play this. So if you want to play that little harmony run, it's just, basically going to be here on the 5th fret of the D string. We're going to go hit the note and play, and that's going to be 5, 6, 7, and then we're going to come up to the A string and play the same thing. Open E, come back to it again, F, notes on the G. So and you can also go up here high and grab that F and then the G here.